Welcome, everybody. We are so excited for our first Kickstart of the year for 2022-23. So welcome, everybody. We are here to unleash the creativity with Adobe Express. If you are here with Keller ISD, we're excited that you can get 1 EQ credit for this. No need to register. We'll give you a link at the end. And if you want to tweet out or share out to your friends right now, this is at www.kellerisd.net/KIC start.
Misty, I was thinking about Kickstart Your Learning yesterday, and I think we are on our 5th year of Kickstart Your Learning trainings. We love bringing you training like this on edtech tools and tips and things you may need to know. So if you're joining us this afternoon, thank you so much for being with us. We hope you'll become a loyal listener/viewer. And you're going to be so excited about what Misty talks about today. So Misty, if you'll scroll through the slides, I'll do all of the entry. With you today is myself, Christy Harold. I'm one of the facilitators for educational technology. And your presenter today is going to be Misty Shea, also one of the facilitators for educational technology. And behind the scenes is our faithful Erin Reister, who does all tech for us and will help with the chat. And speaking of the chat, if you can already see your chat, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us your name and where you teach in Keller ISD, and so that we can interact with you during the training. If this is one of your first times to join a Kickstart Your Learning, maybe you're new to Keller ISD or just new to YouTube Lives, if you're on a computer, you should see a chat window on the right-hand side of your, maybe Misty, flip to the slide before or after, not sure. This one, thank you. You should see a chat window to the right of your video feed. If you're on a mobile device, that chat window is probably going to be beneath your video feed. But if you see a chat window, you're good. You're set up for today because we will ask you to interact in that chat with us as Misty presents. However, if this is the first time you're joining us, you may not have a YouTube channel, and that would mean that you can't see the YouTube chat. So to create a channel, it is super easy. You're going to go to your profile picture in the top right. However, you probably won't see a profile picture. You'll probably see an empty circle. The pictures are not coming through on YouTube, but once you find that empty circle, click on it and then just choose Create a Channel. It's going to open up another window and you're going to choose Create Channel one more time. And at that point, you can either refresh your tab, or you might return to the address where we're holding or hosting this Kickstart Live. So that's www.kellerisd.net/kickstart. Go ahead and take a few seconds and get that chat window up and running, and then introduce yourself to us. We know a lot of you are here for the EQ. So Misty, I'll have you flip to the EQ slide. And we are so excited that you're here. If you're new to Keller ISD, for Kickstart Your Learnings in the afternoons on Wednesday, once a month, we offer 1 hour of EQ credit. It's a great way to make your way closer to those 18 hours that you need for the 22-23 school year. But we do ask that you participate. We ask that you watch the entire live event. If you haven't introduced yourself because you're working on your chat window, go ahead and introduce yourself when you're ready at the beginning of the event. Then during the event, if you'll submit at least one comment or one question, we'll be looking for that as we grant credit. And finally, at the end of the event, we're going to give you a link to Google Form. It's a simple form with just a few questions that verifies your participation today so that we can grant your credit tomorrow. This year, new to this year, we're asking that you fill out this form within 2 hours of the Kickstart. That'll help us keep organized and help keep you on top of getting done with that form and having everything done before tomorrow morning when we grant that credit. So if you'll do that for us, we would appreciate it. Within 2 hours of this event, that'll be about 7:30 tonight if you'll have that form filled out. And Misty, I think that's all the introduction for me. So I'm turning it over to you because we all can't wait to learn about Adobe Express.
So I'm not sure if y'all were part of the crowd. I've been teaching for a while. I used to use a tool called Adobe Spark, and my kids would create these amazing videos, and I was a librarian at that time. So they would create these amazing videos to create book talks and 6-word summaries and all of those things. And then it kind of went away and I was really sad. So, I had that hole in my heart. And then all of a sudden, Adobe came out with Adobe Express that's not just video, but an entire Adobe suite, like the Adobe Cloud that we all know and love, with photo editing and video editing and all that, but a very appropriate for pre-K to 12th graders. So I don't want to say it's a watered down version of Adobe Express because it's very powerful, but it is, I feel, an easier, it's a more appropriate for our littles and our, middle schoolers that will eventually get to those tools, the Adobe Cloud that they will be using in their CTE classes, in their architecture classes, in their graphic design classes, or for art and everything like that. So if you were in Keller, Adobe works with Google accounts. So how we sign in is if you go to adobe.com/express, you will click sign in at the top right. Then you're going to log in with a school account. A school account gets you premium version. If you log in as yourself and your personal email, you will not get all of the cool free things and images that Adobe has for you. So you're going to continue with Google. And then really important, you need to make sure you choose Enterprise ID. That's saying that I have an educational account and that I need all the good, free, awesome images. And then you're going to see at the top, you'll see your name, you'll see your school email, which is really important. And then you should see Adobe Express for Education K-12. And if you see that, that means you've logged in correctly with your education account and you'll get all the things, because you definitely want that full access to all of the really amazing things that Adobe gives you. So I love Adobe because it's so many tools in one. Adobe Express, like I said, it's not the whole Creative Cloud, but they try to include as much of the Creative Cloud in Adobe Express, and I love it. It's in one place. So you have image editing, you have video editing, you have PDF editing. Oh, I know a lot of people know Adobe because of all the PDFs, but it's really cool that you have that Adobe stuff, the PDF editing, right here at your fingertips, all free. And there's a whole lot of stuff you can do. And I'm going to get there. I'm just really excited. And then of course, the whole graphic design part of Adobe. So you have all of these things you can create and more. And then your image stuff, your video, and your PDF. And again, it's all in one place. It's single sign-on if you have Google. And then Microsoft districts, it works as well. Same thing for the Microsoft sign-on if you're a Microsoft district. So do not fret if you are. But in Keller, we're a Google district, so that's why I keep saying Google. All right, so let's start out with graphic design, because I know as teachers now and librarians and anything in a school district, I am constantly designing things, whether I'm doing videos or newsletters. Everything I put on my social media, I design first in Adobe or in other things, and it's hilarious, but I can't put it on my social media anymore if I do not put it through some kind of design editing. So let's go to Adobe, and I want to show you all the really cool things. So in Adobe, this is my dashboard. And the really cool thing about Adobe is they have all of these things already made for you. I am not very good at graphic design, but can I take something and remix it? Absolutely. And Adobe pays all these amazing graphic designers to make these really cool, ready to go templates for you to remix and to make your own. And so I just love that they have a fraction worksheet for me that I can just click on it. I can get to the editing page, and I'm able to choose really cool fonts that they've already graphically designed for me. So I have my text, I have photos that I can add, I can search for things I want. So if I need a picture of a dog, I can search and it's going to give me real dogs, it's going to give me graphic dogs. Then I can do your basic shapes if I wanted to add more fractions. There are design things that are more just like graphically appealing. And then you have your backgrounds. And so think of this for a little person, or like I said, K-8, and it's just very easy to click. And once you have it, you just drag it over and add it to your design. So it really is clicking and dragging and searching and finding. You can even upload images from your own device and from the cloud. So you have that availability there. And editing is so easy. It's just clicking and editing the text, changing the color, changing the font. And it has so many fonts that are available for free. You don't even have to pay for it. the alignment, the transparency. It's just all in one place for students and teachers just to play around with. So I really enjoy it. And then it auto saves, because I don't know how often I've lost my work because I forgot to hit save. But what I really love, like I said earlier, is there's so many templates that they've already done for me. And so I can come over here and I can see, I can do flyers, I can do Instagram posts, logos, cards, invitations, resumes, posters, album covers, book covers. This one kind of made my little old librarian heart happy. Can you imagine them making a book cover for something that they've already read and then getting to kind of tell like a book summary over it by making a book cover? Or if you're wanting to do a year starter, have them create an album cover that would be their album, that would be about them. Like that would be a really good icebreaker or get to know you. And that would give them a chance to get into these Adobe tools. And they have so much more. And you can filter by topic. And like I said, they've made it and all you have to do is remix it. So I really enjoy that about Adobe. So that was, oh, and I do want to show the video part. Like I said, the video was one of my favorite things whenever I was creating, using Adobe back in the day. I feel so old when I say it like that. So I'm coming up here, and usually videos up here because I do it, but I will search it. Typing's hard when people are watching you. So I enjoy creating videos. And what I love about the Adobe videos is you can start from something they've already created, or I enjoy the fact that it essentially is like a slide deck, and you just keep adding and you keep adding onto it like a slide deck, and then you have it, and your kids have created that video from that. So they've probably made slide decks for their whole life, and then now you're showing them how to use essentially the editing of individual slides, and then it comes together with a video. So I really enjoy that part of it. And it looks just like Adobe Spark if you used that back in the day. So that's one of my favorite things. So they make you name it, and then they give you all of these options. And then, like I said, it's just like that slide deck that you've known and love, and for kids to edit it. So I really do enjoy it. They'll click on a slide, they'll add text, video, photo, and it's just like they've done in the past. So I can add the text here, and I can add images, and I can style it however I want. They have themes. I can resize it. They have music that's free music. I won't get Twitter shamed and my Twitter shut down because I used music I wasn't supposed to. And then the really cool thing, again, that makes me happy is once you've added something, it's giving credits. And so you're getting that good citizenship and that copyright. And then, of course, they can download it. They can share it. They can send it to their Google Drive if you've connected it. They can invite you and give you a link and publish it that way, so that you're not having to, you won't not have access. So that's another thing I like about Adobe. Photo editing. So this is what sets Adobe Express apart from other graphic design things that you might enjoy. So this actually is something I use a whole lot. I come into Adobe and I remove backgrounds from images, and I resize images. We post a lot on various social media platforms for what we do. So we're having to make an Instagram post, we're having to make a Facebook post, a Twitter, and they're all different sizes. So I like getting it and resizing it in Adobe. So that's something that's really exciting. So I can just add an image from my computer, and then it removes the background for me, and I can add it. I love to layer myself on things. So like one of my projects, I layered myself onto one of their creative challenges. So it was really fun that I got to take my picture, take the background out, and then I put myself onto this image that was already made, and I had to remix it. So that was really kind of fun. So I really enjoyed that editing side of it. So I was able to remove my background and then put it on it. And then again, you can convert it if you need to, you can crop it. So you just have some options for editing images that you don't have in other graphic design applications. So that's one place where Adobe is definitely winning. I've already kind of showed you the videos and editing. I got ahead of myself because I was really excited. but this is just an example of a finished product, and it has the music. And like I said, it's just images and slides, and it's very simple, and the kids can choose the scrolling, can choose the images, everything on here. I got, obviously, the one image I uploaded about my children, but the other images and the text and the music was all part free, copyright free from Adobe. So that was really nice. And the kids really enjoy making videos instead of that typical poster or PowerPoint presentation that they might have made in the past. I really believe in giving students voice and choice, and it just sparks their creativity and honestly just different ways for them to produce content showing their learning, because you never know when you might spark a child's knowledge, and it might be a kid that did not in the past maybe share or couldn't really vocalize what they knew, but you give them the option to create something like a video or something that's just out of the box, and you're blown away by the content they create. So, all right, I told you I would tell you about PDFs. It's part of the Adobe package. So if you click on PDF, you can convert something to a PDF. I don't know if you've ever sent a note home and you didn't want parents to, or not even just parents, students, anyone to edit it. So you can convert something to a PDF in order to either embed in your website, in your Canvas, and other places. You can convert from a PDF. That makes my heart so happy. You can take it from a PDF to a Microsoft Excel, a PowerPoint, a PNG, so images, and then Word docs. So that's really cool. So if you have a PDF that maybe someone gave you, but you want to change some of the questions or you want to remix it. I remember I used to have to snip the questions and then go paste them onto a Google Doc or a Word doc and like redo it. And then you were dealing with images and text and whatever. But no, you drag and drop your PDF here, and then it does that for you. And it's so easy to just move it around and change where things are. You can actually edit text and image, same thing. So you can drag and drop, and then it'll actually kind of make little things of the text and the images for you just to move around. And then one thing I do like, if you've ever gotten a PDF, but you wanted to change the test a little bit, so you want this question first, you can actually move around the pages of the PDF and then republish it as a PDF to where it can't be edited. So I enjoyed that too. And then combining files. But to be able to edit that PDF, it's powerful, and I love it. And I know PDFs are like, you can't do anything with a PDF, but no, Adobe has made it to where you can. So I'm really grateful. And that's, again, a way that Adobe has gone above that typical graphic design application. One of the really exciting things, I don't know how long it's been out, but Adobe fully integrates into Canvas. So if you are a Canvas user, you can actually assign templates and things for students to remix right in Canvas. So I'm going to show you how that works. Administration has to start it on the back end. If you're in Keller, we've already done it for you. You might have to go add it into your apps when you're in the rich content editor of an assignment. So it's this little Spark thing. You're going to search for Adobe, and then it's going to have you sign in like we did earlier to connect you to the Canvas LTI. And then you can go right in there and you can add assignments. So this is an example of assignment I added to my sandbox Canvas. And the really cool thing is the kids, when they view it, they see this make a copy. So they make a copy, it makes them sign in to Adobe, and then they edit it right there. And then once they edit it, there is a an option for them to turn it into Canvas right there from Adobe. So it's really cool. So you're going to choose the submission type and choose Adobe Creative Cloud. Then you're going to find your template. They'll make a copy, they'll edit it. So this is where the student, I apologize, the student edited it. And then it's going to ask what course to turn it into. Oh, I'm really sorry. Christy, can you take over for a second so I can get a drink of water?
I can. Yes. Bless your heart. Hey, while you're pausing to take a drink because you've been talking a lot, we did have a question. So I'm going to ask it. You can maybe nod yes or no or talk when you're ready. But the first part of the question was, is this something that Keller ISD is paying for, like as a subscription?
So, great question. Because we subscribe to the Adobe Cloud Suite, we automatically get Adobe Express for free. However, I think they're making Adobe Express free K-12 for most school districts. So you would just need to get to the Adobe website, and they have a way for you to contact someone to see if your school qualifies. But I'm pretty sure it's just free for everyone, always. That's kind of one of their promises. You might not get the premium features if you're not a Google or Microsoft district, but I do know that we get a lot of the premium things because we do subscribe to cloud. But that might not be the only reason. We might get premium things because we're a Google district. We might get premium things because we're a Microsoft district. But I do know that Adobe has tried to make this free because they have kind of the same philosophy I do. If we can get these pre-K through 8th or 12th graders using the Adobe products, because the editing features are very similar as in the Adobe suite, then they're going to be they're going to be ready to use those products when they get to high school or even to post-secondary education or whatever training they decide to do for their job.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be like my dad could log in and use this because it'd have to go through an enterprise ID, right, Misty?
Yes, it has to go through an educational ID. This is free for K-12 education. You have to have some kind of Google or Microsoft email that's associated with the school district.
Perfect. Thank you.
Great question. Thank you so much. I get so excited that some of those things I'm like, by the way, it's free for everyone. And Adobe's calling me and they're like, Misty Shea, did you say this is free for everyone? Shouldn't it be? Let's share. Sharing is caring. Sorry. Okay. So I was showing you how to create the submission type external tool. The students make a copy, they edit it, and then they're going to turn it in to Canvas, and then it's going to ask them what course to turn it into, and then it's going to ask an assignment. So if you actually did multiple Adobe assignments, they could actually drop down and choose the one that was for that assignment too. So that's really cool. And when they turn it in, and it's going to open as a web page for you, so you shouldn't have any problems grading it, or even in SpeedGrader or in Canvas grading it and seeing what the designs that they've done and giving them a grade, because you did it as an external tool submission type. So it's just really powerful that it's part of the Canvas LTI because you can do it right there. And I really am a firm believer in kids staying in one place when they're in their learning management system and not having to go out to all these different places. So the fact that it's part of Canvas, it makes just life easier. You can keep the kids in one place. All right. So something I love about Adobe. So I heard about Adobe Express and I'm like, cool. And so what did I start doing? I started Googling and I'm like, how do I do this in Adobe Express? How do I do this in Adobe Express? And we actually have an Adobe, like kind of, they call them, I don't know, just really cool Adobe people. They have a really cool name actually. And they're kind of over our region in North Texas. And so I reached out and he was like, hey, we have Adobe Creative Educators. It's a free online kind of PD, and you go through it and then you become an Adobe Creative Educator. And so I went through it and it was so easy. And what I loved about it is they also, Adobe is really big into students being creative and really sparking creativity in the classroom and in the educational community. So it was really great. They had a lot of videos from people that use Adobe in the classroom, a lot of really good real world examples of teachers that use Adobe Express in the classroom. And then I got a chance to go in there and remake things myself so that I had that practice so that I could take it back to my classroom and to our teachers and students here in Keller and really use it. And then, you got to have the bragging rights because I would tweet out and put it on my social media, the hashtag Adobe Edu Creative. And I got there was a huge community and I got to see what they're doing and they really like tweeting out. So I really suggest if you are on Twitter or other social media handles, search up hashtag Adobe Edu Creative, and you are going to find so many great ideas of how they've been using Adobe Express in their classroom. But if you want the Adobe Creative Educators free training, you can go to adobe.com/express/ambassadors, and you can start your way to becoming an Adobe Creative Educator. And I think I did it in a day. Like, it's really that easy. And I think you get a certificate at the end. So if you want some extra PD time, you could turn that in, maybe talk with your administrator, see if they would accept that for some EQ credit. I'm not sure how that works, so do not say Misty Shea said, please. Or you can just have bragging rights of, look, I'm an Adobe creative educator. Also, something I really love, like I said, it's a really awesome community of educators and Adobe people. They do frequent creative challenges. And actually right now, if you do their challenge, you have the chance to win an Adobe backpack with an iPad and a whole lot of other swag just for you or your students doing this challenge. So they have creative challenges. This is an example of a creative challenge I did for ISTE. So they made this. I just went in and remixed it. So I just went in Adobe Express. I took out the background from my coffee picture. I put it on there and I edited the text. Essentially, this is something they made. All I did was add my information in my text in here, and then I put my picture on top. So their creative challenges are that easy. Like I said, pre-K through 12 can do these, and then they share it out, and they do amazing prizes, and they get them excited, and they get them part of that global community, which is something we all want them doing. We don't want them stuck in our little bubble that is where we are. We want them talking and collaborating globally, because that's when we all come together and solve amazing problems. And again, this is student and educators. So don't hold this for yourself. That doesn't mean you're going to get that iPad and that backpack full of swag. Sharing is caring. Tell your students, show them how to do this. And it's just so powerful when you see a classroom full of students remixing and doing these challenges. So it's really actually kind of cool. And it's so easy. All right. So some helpful resources. I think I'm a little early, so I actually am going to go back to Adobe Express. I forget how quickly I speak. And definitely throw out questions to Christy in the chat. If you have any ideas of how you could possibly use some of these tools. I know I really just word vomited on you and just kind of talked at you way too fast on the things that you can do. But Adobe, really, they have the infographics that we all love, posters, and a lot of it, like I said, is already made, flyers. They did a whole campaign on, I think one of their remixes and one of their creative challenges was telling kids to use their flyers to run for class president and to run for all of the, Christy, what are they called? Oh my gosh, you have a high schooler.
Student council officers.
Student council. See, I have littles. I have a kindergartner and a fourth grader. So when I say they can do this, they do. And they do it. And I'm just like, your graphic looks better than my graphic. But like, Mom, because I did this and this and this. And I'm like, good for you. And again, my children are using iPads or they're using Chromebooks. And so it's just across the spectrum. On an iPad, there's an app, and on the Chromebooks, it's web-based. So you have that option. Oh my gosh. I'm glad I scrolled down. With Adobe Express, there's a mobile app, because I have it on my phone too, because I told you I don't put anything on social media without it going through Adobe Express first. But you automatically get a smaller version of Adobe Premiere Rush, which is like that hardcore video editing. But to me, like when I was using Adobe Rush, I was like, I thought this was going to be way more complicated, but it's not. And like I said, my kindergartner can do photo editing and video editing better than I can. So he was on there dragging and dropping clips and adding music and trimming. And I'm just like, I think I'm getting older. My brain is calcifying. How is he able to do this so well? And then you get a light version of Photoshop Express. And that's all included in that educational version of Adobe Express. So that's really exciting, because a lot of people don't do that. And this actually puts them, again, above a lot of those other graphic design applications that you maybe have used in the past. So getting those kids able to use those two versions that are a little, they're not as robust as the ones you would get in the Creative Cloud, but they are manageable for those pre-K through 8 students, even high school students that they don't live in the Adobe cloud. So maybe a full version would be overwhelming, but the version that's in Adobe Express is just so it's modular. It's able for the kids to understand and drag and drop and do without a lot of steps. I do want to point out they have so many resources for you. They are amazing with their people who put out videos on honestly everything. So they have self-paced courses, and their people have put out little things like how do you remove a background from an image? And it's really cool because you could get the links for these and just assign them in your classroom. So you do not, here's my biggest, if I could shout this from the rooftop to all educators, you do not have to be a pro at whatever tool these kids are using, because a lot of these major companies like Adobe, they pay people to make these videos. All you have to do, and they're small little videos. My son can learn anything from a YouTube video, and it's a shame that I just said that. But they're small, manageable videos that these kids can watch from experts learning how to use these tools, so that you're more of a facilitator and you're monitoring what they're doing, but you don't have to be the expert. And I really, I feel for teachers sometimes. They're like, well, I can't use that tool. I'm not an expert in it. I can't show them how to do it. But you don't have to, because Adobe does it for you. In these resources, they've already made all of these videos for you to where you don't have to be the expert. You can get the link for this video. You can assign it to your kids. They watch it, and then you give them the expectation of, okay, you're going to make a 5-minute video. It must have a starter, a closing, copyright, your name, give them the content, which is what you are amazing at, and what your specialty is. So you're in charge of the content, and let Adobe be in charge of the tool. Of course, and then if you're in Keller, you have Christy and myself who can always come and collaborate with you. And most districts have something similar to who we are. So reach out to your educational instructional technology, and I'm sure they would love to help you. But you can definitely also reach out to us, because we are here for you. I feel like I need to sing the Friends theme song, but I won't, because I don't sing. I sing with 500 other people. But anyway, so they have a lot of really great resources so that you can assign it to the kids. And like I said, they already have templates and everything already made for you. Christy, do we have any questions that I just did a whole lot more of?
We don't have any questions, but I'm so glad you went back and scrolled down. I did not know about the app. I think that's really cool, especially for our elementary students who are on iPads. And I love these videos where, again, you emphasize that the teacher does not have to be the expert on the tool, can watch that whole class, can assign the video with the assignment. But that is so amazing that Adobe is taking some of that pressure off.
And they do content specific, like this one is a writing activity with Adobe Express. I do, caution you on, please watch it first. It's going to be appropriate, but what if they ask your third graders to write a full-on college essay? But their ambassadors just do such amazing things. Formative assessment, digital portfolios, which is something I really do like. We are in the age where kids are creating so much digital content. And you almost want to brag to their parents and to the community of, look what they have done. So Adobe has this portfolio option, which actually could be like a resume. So they put all their digital content in here. You can upload PDF. So if you created a PDF from their resume, and they could upload it to their portfolio, and then it gives them a link that they could share out to the community that isn't ever going to go away. Because I know, like, sometimes they create things in Google and then it's gone once they leave. But this is creating a permanent link for them to share out and have those resources available. And being able to show, like, look, I've created this content. I am an expert at 8th grade. I know Algebra 1. I know Texas history. Yay, Texas. If you're not from Texas, sorry. We love Texas. I know about the Battle of the Alamo. Let me show you with my portfolio. And so all the videos, all the digital posters, all the collages that they've done, anything that they've done. Oh, and if you didn't see down here, they actually partner with Flipgrid. So if you are an avid Flipgrid user, you can actually make your Flipgrid. Well, they rebranded the Flip, so I wonder when Adobe's going to fix that. But your Flip video, you can make it more robust and use some of the Adobe features within your Flip video. So that's really excited. And I love Wakelet. If you're into the curation of tools, Wakelet also partners with Adobe. So they're constantly bringing on more and more people and more vendors and technology companies to partner because it's such an amazing tool, and they really want the kids app smashing and using this tool and this tool and this tool together, because kids do it so well. And they can take these graphic things and again make something that's more global. So it's exciting. And then I also do want to show you, I am always searching for a QR generator, and I go and find one and I get one, maybe two for free, but I needed 12 to make a really good scavenger hunt in the school, but I only got two for free. And then I'm having to go find another place that does it. Adobe has it for free. It's just a part of the Adobe Express suite. So you can create your QR codes here, as many as you want, forever and ever, as long as you have your education account. So I know that's been very limiting to me in the past, because it's very frustrating when I want to create QR codes and I only had so many for free. So with our Adobe Express, you get to create as many as you want. So like Christy said, our kids have iPads in pre-K4. So for them to be able to go do a scavenger hunt, scan a QR code, answer a question, submit that to you, it's really awesome. And then I do love the ability to convert anything to a GIF. Like I'll be in a group text and I talk with GIFs more than I talk with words. I have grown from emoticons though, and emojis. So be proud of me. I've adulted a little bit, but I have gone from emoji up to GIFs. So I do enjoy merging the videos and converting to GIFs, or speeding up a video. I've done that before, because I'm not watching it in real speed. It's not happening. So again, Adobe has all of these amazing tools, but I'm not going to talk at you just to fill up the time. I'm going to ask for any last minute questions, and then we will let you get on with your night after we kind of close up with our resources.
Yeah, so we don't have any other questions, Misty. You can go ahead and start making them aware of our resources and then get them their Google Form link.
All right, so if you are in Keller, we have a website called the Keller Integration and Collaboration. It's www.kellerisd.net/KIC. And on here, any tool that we support, most tools that we support, we've created how-tos and videos and curated resources for you so that you can go to one place and have as much at your fingertips. So you're not having to do what Misty Shea does sometimes in Google. I need to remember to go to our KIC website. We also are on KCloud. If you are in Keller, we use ClassLink KCloud. We have a EdTech #EdTechKISD button that houses all of our resources, which include digital tips and tricks and tools, our Keller ISD digital learning blog. And if you're outside of Keller and you do want to search that, I actually did a post a couple of weeks ago on Adobe Express. So that's on there. And we have really fun content each week with really cool technology tools and things that are innovative to keep our lessons exciting, to really utilize our one-to-one devices and just to change it up a little bit sometimes. We're also on social media. If you were on social media, you might have seen our stuff to show you that we are having this tonight, but we have a genius team. And then we also put out a lot of great, quick micro learning. So I remember one of the most popular ones in the past couple of years. An adult I know that is not in our school district follows our social media, and she saw how to split a screen on a Microsoft device. And she's not in education, but I can remember how excited she was that she followed our social media and she learned how to split two windows on her computer screen. So things like that, or we're telling you about really cool new tools that we found and we want you to know. And then of course, we have our EdTech YouTube channel where we house all of our Kickstart Your Learnings. And we also curate playlists to help you with the different applications, iPads, our Microsoft devices, our Chromebooks. So we have all of that for you. We are in the business of helping you just take your technology and just be like, oh, I like sound effects. Christy, I will let you brag about next month.
Yeah, so next month we're going to highlight what's new in Seesaw. and utilizing the updates they've made so that you have a great year using Seesaw. Seesaw is our platform for pre-K to fourth grade teachers and those students. So it's not going to apply to 5th through 12th grade teachers unless you're utilizing the free version of Seesaw. So we'd love for you to join us October 5th. That's a Wednesday again. We'll talk from 4:30 to around 5:15 about Seesaw.
All right, the moment you've all been waiting for. I need like a sound effect microphone. I do have a karaoke mic. I should have brought it. All right, so if you are in Keller ISD and you would like that 1 hour credit and you've commented and you've participated, you asked a question maybe, you introduced yourself, it is bit.ly/case sensitive, capital KICS, start, okay, 2223. That's really hard to do. So bit.ly/kickstart 2223. And please make sure that the capital letters are capitalized because it is case sensitive. And we are so happy that you joined us today. And this presentation can be found on our Kickstart page, just www.kellerisd.net/kickstart. And you will be able to see all of our videos on YouTube. So I'm going to give you time. Please remember, it must be filled out before 7:30-ish tonight. We're going to turn the form off after that. That just ensures that we get your credit before tomorrow morning so that we can promptly get it to you. So you can be like, ooh, 1 down, 17 more to go. I'm just kidding. I'm sure you have one.
Hey, Jennifer, I did notice that if you're not at campus, don't worry about it. Just click any campus. I saw your comment about you're not at a campus. So just click any campus. Really, what won't matter for us.
We'll find you.
We will find you. Misty, thank you. I honestly have not taken a dive into Adobe Express. I was very excited to see you highlight this today as an EdTech tool for the classroom. I can totally see how students would really enjoy projects in Adobe Express, and it looks very simple for a teacher to use. I'm excited to get my hands into it and working with Adobe Express this year.
And I challenge you as educators, anything that you maybe did in another way, or maybe using some of the Google Suite or Workspace, whatever they call it now. I challenge you to find one Adobe graphic or video to change your project into. Like I said, make Adobe teach the kids how to use it, the students how to use it, and then you rock your content and get some amazing things. Make sure that you have filled out your credit form, bit.ly/kickstart 2223. And we thank you for coming tonight.